African Safari Wildlife Park is a wild experience with over 800 exotic animals. Our drive-through safari features giraffes, zebras, deer, elk, alpacas, and even a white bison, all of which you can feed right from your vehicle. Walk on the wild side with a Zoo-It-All pass and feed kangaroos, porcupines, tortoises, and rabbits. Step into our aviary adventure and hand-feed budgies for a memorable experience. Check out our live educational shows or ride a camel. Create memories that will last a lifetime at the Ohio Safari Park, African Safari Wildlife Park in Port Clinton.
Well, good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. Beginning of your work week. And guess who is back? Our good friend Pete Wilson is here off of your week-long excursion.
That's right. I got out of town.
I know. I'm so proud of you.
Okay.
He actually took a vacation. Like, this man plans vacations and then cancels vacations because he feels like he can't leave the work. And this time we booted him right out.
Okay, and thank you.
We locked the door, we booted you out,
Yeah.
locked the door, threw away the key. You were not to come back for a week.
That's right, and that's what I did. I came back real early this morning.
Well, we're very proud of you for taking that vacation, and but we did miss you, Pete, but we're excited that you're back. So welcome to our Monday edition of the morning show right here on Main Street TV. And Friday was fun. We went over to Big Lou's house.
I heard about that.
Yes, it was a hoot.
That was. I'm sure will go down in the annals of Main Street TV and all the way back to the very beginning as one of the milestone red letter days for sure.
John Boy
Pelletier
and Big Lou doing the show.
Big Lou together again. That shows Big Lou's status. We go to him.
That's exactly right. So it was a lot of fun. And it was good to have those two back together again.
That was nice of your dad to allow us into his home to.
It was very much so. Well, all right, welcome, Pete. And because you've been gone all week, you don't have a ton of news. Everybody has been still working on the news. But
everybody did a great job last week, filling in and whatever. And so I want to. Publicly thank all of them for doing that. They did a great job last year. Remember, we were finishing off the end of the Jackson County Fair, which for the newspaper, a lot of that work filters into the next week because of the things that happen at the end of the fair.
Right.
And then, of course, the Vinton County Junior Fair was last week as well. So, they were juggling all those balls. That's tough when we're all here. So, certainly appreciate all their efforts. Everybody had to do a lot more in different things, and so I appreciate them.
Well, we're so glad that you got out and about, and so we're going to put you on the spot and ask you about your vacation here in just a moment, because you did something that I have never even come close to thinking about doing. So it's going to be really fun to hear about it, and now I feel like I want to go.
Well, I definitely recommend the vacation that I took as far as the destination. How you get there and what you do and whatever is, it's an individual thing. But as far as the sights and all like that, definitely something you need to put on your agenda if you're a traveling girl. Not every vacation has to be to the beach.
That's exactly right, and or out of the country. There's so many things to do right here in the old United States of America.
That is exactly right. But we're going to do a few short announcements, the things that I do know since I've come back that are kind of important. Like today, for instance, the Jackson County Board of Aging is opening all of their senior citizen centers back. It has
really?
Yes, it has been, it was sometime in March of 2020 when they were shut down. And while all the other things have seemingly opened back up, at least to a degree, because of the clientele, the age of the senior citizens, the people who come to the centers, the fact that this is a vulnerable population on the COVID-19, it has been restricted. They have not been allowed to operate as far as having in-person congregate events. The Senior Citizens Center never closed as far as their office operations and some of their out-of-center services.
Right.
We've talked about that before. But as far as the social things where they have their lunches, they have their in-person activities at the 3 centers in Jackson County, those things have not been going on for, almost a year and a half. But they are opening back today, a little bit on a restricted thing, but they are opening. And is starting today, Monday, August the 2nd. This was announced last week by the Jackson County Board of Aging. The operation are going to be Monday through Thursday, not Monday through Friday.
Okay.
So reduced hours and week, and here are the hours at each place. Here at the Jackson Center on Mound Street, 8 a.m. to 2 p.m., so not quite the full day. In Wellston, at the Satellite Center there, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., that's on South New York Avenue. And then at the Oak Hill Center on Glen Cove Avenue, also 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Lisa Warrens says that the shorter hours are for the cleaning and sanitation of each center. So, before the day, after the day, there'll be, a lot of cleaning and sanitizing going on, just the things that we have all been coached on from the beginning of the pandemic, and even more so there at the Senior Citizen Center. Each day when the seniors come in, there'll be a well check when they enter the building. That probably means they're going to get their temperature taken, and they'll be asked, how do you feeling? You're feeling down today, cold, something like that. They'll try to keep everybody healthy as possible. Everyone must wear a mask until they are seated.
Okay.
They will also have to sign in and put their phone number down for contact purposes, and they are going to try to respect social distancing. So even though, they have the in-person activities that have been very popular at the center, they will try to, they'll be doing the masks, and they'll be trying to accomplish social distancing to the greatest degree that they can. But once again, that is all 3 senior citizen locations in Jackson County, Jackson, Wellston, and Oak Hill, reopening today after nearly a year and a half of being closed. Remember the services, the transportation services, and then the home delivered meals programs. Those have gone on all along, and they have been a lifesaver to the seniors who have not been able to go, get out and go to the centers. But the socialization that took place at the center, the lunches that they have daily on the weekdays, have been so important, to their well-being too, because they get to see their friends, they make new friends, and so forth. And there's other activities as well, and now they'll finally be able to do that as well. All right, so also tonight, we want to tell you that the Wellston City Board of Education is going to have a regular meeting. Normally, they do not meet until the second Monday of each month, but for the folks who are interested in that, we want to put that out, that they will be meeting tonight instead. For the first Monday, it'll be 7 p.m. at Wellston High School. This is considered a regular monthly meeting, so there could be a whole agenda of different business matters to take care of. Of course, the start of school coming very soon here in just a couple of weeks.
Crazy how it's just a few weeks from now.
It really is. It really is. Also, a lot of folks may not realize this in Jackson County. I hope that some folks realize this in Vinton County, but there is a special election tomorrow in Vinton County. Tuesday, August the 3rd. And it is a special election that is taking place in all the counties that involve the 15th Congressional District.
Okay.
Earlier this year, the sitting Republican Congressman Steve Stivers, he's been in there a while. He is from Franklin County. He resigned in midterm to accept a position as the CEO and executive director of the top executive position with the Ohio Chamber of Commerce. I believe that took effect in May sometime. Well, that left a vacant seat in Congress. And so what they do, even though they're only 2-year terms, you don't leave that seat vacant. You have an election to fill the unexpired term. This special election on August the 3rd is basically a primary election, is how you might look at it.
Isn't that crazy?
Because, it's open to both Republicans and Democrats. This isn't a situation where, the Republican Party or the caucus or the minority Speaker of the House appoints somebody of their own party. There is another election. And so the way it has turned out, Vinton County is involved because Vinton County is part of the 15th District. Most of the 15th District is in central Ohio, some in eastern Ohio. Lancaster is involved in there, but some parts of Franklin County, and then south. And there's a finger of it that reaches into southeastern Ohio, and Vinton County is in there. Jackson County is not involved because they are in the 6th Congressional District, which are counties in southeastern and eastern Ohio. They are represented by Congressman Bill Johnson, and they're on a regular election schedule. But as far as the special election, 11 Republicans, 11 are running for the unexpired term, for the nomination, the Republican nomination for the unexpired term. 2 Democrats. One of the Republicans is the state senator Robert or Bob Peterson. We know his name. He's been the state senator in this area for some time, but he lives in the 15th district, not the 6th congressional district, and so he is running to be the congressman starting next year, and he would fill the unexpired term, which would be calendar year 2022, and then that seat will be up again for a 2-year term, a full 2-year term in 2022.
That's crazy.
But it's interesting. Steve Stivers has endorsed a candidate by the name of LaRue to be his successor. Donald Trump, the former president, has endorsed Mike Carey. And then there are 9 other Republicans running as well. So we'll see what happens there. And there are 2 Democrats running as well for the remainder, or for that unexpired term. The 2 winners, the Republican winner and the Democratic winner from tomorrow's special election, will then be on the ballot in November's election.
That's quick.
And that is for the unexpired term. So it'll be Republican against Democrat as usual.
Okay.
Normally you don't vote on congressmen in an odd-numbered year. It's in even-numbered years. But once again, this is for the unexpired term. If you live in Vinton County and you're a registered voter, you know you've had the chance to vote absentee, you've had a chance to vote early. The early voting ends today. You can actually still do it at the Vinton County Board of Elections. It's open now and will remain open for early voting until 2 p.m.
Well, I'm glad you're bringing all this up, Pete, because I'd say there's a lot of people that you're telling them something they didn't know.
Right. Well, you know, the special elections can get you off base because you don't expect them.
Sneak
And
up on you.
this is the only issue on the ballot. And once again, the special election does not affect Jackson County. And in Vinton County, it does not affect any other election, any other election issue, candidate, or issue. It is just the 15th Congressional District party nominations. It's like a primary election. Now, in the general election, I believe the date's November the 2nd, it's going to be a busy, what they call off-year election. You know, we're not electing the president, we're not electing United States senators, except for the congressional thing in Vinton County. We're not electing congressmen, but we are electing a lot of local people. We're electing council members, we're electing school board candidates, we're electing village officials, where there's a lot of tax levies that have to be decided. School board, you know, a township trustee, township fiscal officer. A lot of those seats are on the ballot in this November. And when we will know for sure who is running for all those seats is later this week, because this is the filing deadline. I believe it's on Wednesday. So after Wednesday, we'll know who all is running for those seats. Very important grassroots positions. You know, the people that run our schools, run our cities, run our villages, run our townships. So it'll be a busy election in 2021. But once again, the polling places, all the polling places in Vinton County will be open tomorrow. The regular hours, 6:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. And sometime on the evening, we'll at least know the unofficial winner for that 15th Congressional District, both on the Republican and the Democratic side. All right, so that's just a few news notes. As far as the vacation goes, I went on a bus tour by the Croswell Company. The Croswell Company does quite a few bus tours. They're out of Williamsburg, Ohio, which is a little town, not quite all the way to Cincinnati on 32. But that is their main office and their main depot, and you drive down there and get on the bus. It's not too bad, you tooling down 32 to do that. And then, you know, once you get on the bus, they squire you around. You don't have to do any of the driving, and you see the sights. For us, this bus tour, and there were folks from Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana that went on this tour, about 50 people on 2 different buses. It went to the destination was the Black Hills of South Dakota. There were other things between here and there, but then the Black Hills of South Dakota, which is it's a fur trip now. Western South Dakota, almost all the way to Wyoming. You've got Mount Rushmore, You've got the Crazy Horse Monument. A lot of people have not even heard of that. Have you heard of that?
I mean, I have heard of it, but I don't know what it is.
Well, it's not too far from Mount Rushmore, but a long time ago, the Indians of that area, the Sioux, the Lakota Sioux, they were very aware of Mount Rushmore. They even suggested, I understand, that one of the Indian heroes go up on Mount Rushmore. Well, at the time they did Mount Rushmore, they didn't want to do that. They wanted to do historical figures from our history. They turned out to be 4 different presidents, of course. You know, here's the quiz of the day. What are the 4 presidents who are on Mount Rushmore? See how many you can get. The 4 presidents on Mount Rushmore.
Oh, man. Jenna, do you know?
We'll give you a passing grade if you can get 3 out of 4.
I don't even know if I can get 1. George Washington?
You scored 1 point.
Lincoln.
There's 2 points.
Roosevelt. No.
Which Roosevelt? There's 2 of them.
Shoot. Teddy Roosevelt?
You got 3.
Woo!
You just passed.
Who would be the other one?
Pretty important guy. You've heard of him. I know that for sure.
Oh, I'm failing miserably, Pete.
Declaration of Independence. Lewis and Clark. Louisiana Purchase.
Did I say Jefferson?
There you go. That's number 4. How about that? Is this a smart girl we have everything? You didn't get to be horse queen for nothing. I know that's
right.
That's a brains thing. It must be.
Whew,
But
must have
anyway,
been.
those are the 4 presidents on Mount Rushmore. Well, anyway, the Indians wanted to do a monument of their own, and they were doing it with private fundraising. They don't want any government money.
Okay.
So they can do it their own way.
That's neat.
I'm not sure how far from Mount Rushmore it is, but it's not very far. But out of a mountain, they are carving a figurine of the great Indian warrior Crazy Horse.
Okay.
Crazy Horse was at the Battle of the Little Bighorn, which where Custer and all his soldiers were killed, and one of the last big Indian battles out there in the West. And the Crazy Horse Monument, they've been working on it for many, many years, and they don't know when it's going to be done. If you ask them when it's going to be done, they think it'll be done on Tuesday, but we don't know what Tuesday. That's what they say. That's their pat answer.
That's fantastic.
But it's been years in the making, and it will dwarf Mount Rushmore.
Really?
Oh yeah, much bigger than Mount Rushmore.
So how do you take over a mountain to carve someone's likeness into
Well,
it? Like, I want that mountain right there.
Well, I think I'm not positive about that origin, but a lot of the land out there in the Black Hills was originally deeded to the Indians.
Okay.
You know, that was, they said, okay, you can have this, in the West when they were settling and passing through, because they thought, the Black Hills were pretty, but, no one's going to live there because of the terrain and all, and the Badlands are nearby. That's another national park. Well, when Custer was out there kind of mapping the place before the Battle of Little Bighorn, someone found gold. Well, suddenly the white men were interested in territory
Well, of course
there.
they were.
So as a result, the Indians lost some of the land that they were promised to. This is not a new story, a new happening. No. They got screwed.
Yep. Again.
Right. And but anyway, they did retain some land, and I take it that this was Indian land where this is being done, and it is magnificent. And they've got a big area there where you can visit. It's incredibly built up. That's actually more than Mount Rushmore, but it's near Mount Rushmore. But there's also Custer State Park there, where you can see live herds of bison. They have what they call begging burros. There were domestic burros that were released into the wild, and they're wild now, but they're also kind of tame. And if you come by with food, they'll come up to you and you can feed them.
Aww.
So we did that.
The begging burros.
The
How
begging
cute.
burros.
I have one of those at my house.
Right. But anyway, also in the Black Hills nearby, they have the Badlands National Park. If you woke up and you were placed in the middle of the Badlands Park, you would think that you were on another planet. You would think, God, where in the hell am I?
Really?
Oh, it looks, the terrain is crazy.
What does it look like?
Rocks, crooked rocks, and all like, it looks like almost the moon's surface.
Really?
And they call it the Badlands for a reason, because you're not going to grow anything on it, but it's still beautiful in its own way, too.
Yeah.
But also not far from the Badlands is the world's largest drugstore, Wall Drugstore, where you can actually see signs to Wall Drugstore 150 miles away. That's one of the ways they advertise. see, come to Old Drugstore. You're only 150 miles away.
No way.
And of course, it's much more than just drugs. It is a tourist attraction in and of itself, and it's in a town of 800. So, you wonder how they get all their help and whatever, because it is a major tourist attraction. All the tourists stop there, on their way through or whatever. Maybe it's their destination. They also have a place called the Corn Palace in Mitchell. That's another town in South Dakota. And on South Dakota, on one end, there's a city called Sioux Falls, which you would be surprised about how big that city is. And I mean, it's 120,000 and growing. And on the other end is Rapid City, which is almost as big. And then there's almost nothing in between in South Dakota. 750,000 people in South Dakota.
That's it?
That's all. And about a third of them or a fourth of them live in those two cities. On one end, the gateway to the Black Hills is Rapid City, and that's where we stayed for 3 days when we were visiting the Black Hills. And on the other end is Sioux Falls, which is just when you cross over from Minnesota and Iowa. It's up there on the other side of the Missouri River. But it was something. We enjoyed seeing all those things on the way.
So Mount Rushmore, is it just you see it from afar, or do you actually get right up to it? How big is it? Is it bigger than you thought, or?
No, it's very big. It's actually faces sculpted out of the rock on a mountain, so it is very imposing. And they have it built up so you can go up and look at a terrace and look up. So I mean, it's way up there, but you can get fairly close to it from the ground, And then they do a presentation at night where they light it up and everything like that.
Oh, okay.
And they have a tourist attraction there. They got the Avenue of Flags where there's flags from each state there. It's a very nice build-up site. And it's actually what they call a national monument. It's like a national park because, the National Park Service runs it and all. Now, they don't run Crazy Horse. The Indians wanted nothing from the federal government because they didn't want to be told how to do it.
Sure.
So they operate
Don't blame
completely on donations and the operations of the Crazy Horse Memorial. You can come there and see it. You pay to get in. And then they have it's just like any other tourist attraction. They have a lot of things you can buy, a lot of things you can see, a big restaurant and all. But it's much bigger than anyone would think. It's the biggest tourist attraction that probably people don't know about. Or at least it's on the list. So those were the main things that we saw on the trip. And, it's nice if somebody else is doing the driving and the navigating and all like that. You don't have to worry about that. And you don't have to worry about getting the tickets and all. They do all that for you. So that part's nice. And you meet some people, many people that you've not met. You've met them for the first time and you make new friends. So that's another advantage.
That is cool.
The disadvantage of not doing it on your own, of course, is, you're on somebody else's schedule. And maybe you might go to this and not to that or whatever.
Or do you have to eat here versus you'd rather eat somewhere else
right,
or
exactly.
whatever?
You go to the bigger places when you're in a group type thing, that can accommodate you. But, they know you're coming, so they're prepared for you. But anyway, a couple of the cultural things that I might mention that were that I thought were worth mentioning in just traveling there on that route where we went through Indiana, Iowa, South Dakota. On the way back, we went through Wisconsin and Illinois and Indiana, went across Minnesota. I'm telling you, the country's main industry is agriculture. Because, I would hate to know how many cornfields we passed on the way. And these are big cornfields.
Yeah.
And so, the nation's breadbasket is very impressive. And the big product is corn as far as the eye can see. And, you drive, out west, you drive for miles and miles and you see nothing but, red rocks and all like that. When you drive through the Midwest, particularly when, you get past Ohio and into Indiana and Iowa and South Dakota, it's fields and fields of crops.
And it's pretty flat, isn't it?
It is. Once you get into Indiana, it's pretty flat, even western Ohio. That's why, when they see our hills or the Hocking Hills, they think they're in the mountains.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. Even I can remember bringing girlfriends home from college that were like from up north. They were in complete shock coming down here. And it's like, we don't think anything about it. We think it's just normal. But.
Right. And this is another little thing. Once you get to northern Ohio, and then you get west and you go north a little bit, here's another little tidbit. I'm a sweet tea person. You know, when I go and get sit down for lunch or dinner, and you know you're ordering some sort of beverage, I order a sweet tea.
Sure.
Well, once you get north, they don't have sweet tea. They will give you unsweet tea, and then you have to put the sugar or the sweetener in.
Well, that's no fun.
It's when you're here or you go down south, you might have trouble getting unsweet tea.
Correct.
Because people like it sweet.
And like in the South, sweet tea is like your spoon stands up in it, sweet tea. Like from all the sugar.
Right. You know, when I was in Minnesota and Wisconsin and a couple of those places, well, we don't do sweet tea, but we can give you sweetener if that's what you want. It's like most people must drink unsweet tea.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. And, I wouldn't have it any other way than
It's
sweet.
like the United States is so interesting to me because you have all these different states and they're all so different within the same country.
Mm-hmm. Right, exactly.
Like cultural and whatever. So yeah, that's neat.
I'm going to tell you the two words. You're probably not going to be surprised at this.
Okay.
But here are the two words that I can use to describe the experience that I had on the trip as far as what I saw along the way.
Okay.
In almost every place, now hiring. Now hiring. Of course, we were at a lot of touristy places, the hotels, the service industries, but even beyond that, even some of the regular workplaces, and you saw that everywhere.
Now
hiring.
hiring.
Just talking to people along the way. People are traveling again. They're anxious to get out there after a year of being sidelined. So, there's a lot of business going on in the tourist industry, at the places to eat, the places to go for recreation, the hotels and like that. But all those places are having trouble keeping people or getting people to work and keeping people working.
Understood.
Like, for instance, at one of the restaurants at the hotel, Perkins, you've heard of that chain.
Yeah, sure.
There's a lot more out west than there are east. There's some around here. I think there's one in Columbus, and there's some when you go to the west towards Cincinnati. They're a 24-hour deal. A lot of them cannot stay open 24 hours because they can't get enough help. Some of the restaurants are also having trouble with supplies, getting things in.
Tell me about that too.
Okay, getting things in, and they have to order way ahead, and as a result, they don't have certain things, on their menu that they would have if they could.
And rando things just don't show up.
And everything is costing more now.
Yep.
On top of that, and part of that is we're having a little bit of inflation now. Lay that at the doorstep of wherever you want, but we have a little bit of inflation now, and then also the fact that it just they're having to pay people more to do everything. And so, all that is factoring into it too. And there's just not enough people who are willing to do it. And I think as long as, and I don't mean this to be political, as long as people feel they don't have to work, they're not going to work. Some people.
Yeah, and I mean, can you blame them?
I don't.
It's like if I had the choice and could stay home with my kids or whatever.
Right, and part of that is wage levels too. They look at, okay, I'm getting this, and I would get this if I went to work. It's a
and have to pay for child care and all of that stuff.
Right, so somebody with a higher pay grade can figure out what we need to do.
Well, somebody needs to figure
do.
something out, because if anybody wants to eat in a restaurant or go to a store, something needs to change, because there's nobody interested in
right, and
really working.
And we talked to a couple of people who were running, some of these tourist places, restaurants in particular, and hotels, and they even have people who are working who just decide not to come in for the day.
Sure. Because what are you going to do about it?
Well, what it is maybe that sounds kind of irresponsible. Probably is. They know they can get a job anywhere else. The next day, just go someplace else, because people are begging. It is a buyer's market.
Yes, it is.
It is a buyer's market for employment right now.
Yes.
So anyway, somehow we diverse from South Dakota into
Well,
that.
but I think that's part of the trip that you experienced.
Right, exactly.
So.
But anyway, I know we have a
So glad that
guest
you had
today,
fun.
right? And so I
We
know,
do.
right? And of course, over the weekend, we mentioned that the Vinton County Junior Fair had the big livestock sale on Friday, and Trevor Bailey on the staff is going to come up tomorrow and talk a little bit about that.
Good.
He, along with Red Thompson Jr., were there to cover it, and of course, that's one of the that is probably the hallmark of every county fair, you know, the livestock sale, because it's the culmination of, you know, the kids with their top animal projects, and then the buyers who step up to give always above market prices for those animals to help out the kids. And we
That's
want
right.
to see that they get the recognition. We will in the Telegram. We'll have a big spread, you know, in the Wednesday or Saturday paper to get that publicity out. And Trevor will talk a little bit about that tomorrow here on the show.
That's so good, and we look forward to that because those kids work very, very hard, and they deserve all the recognition.
All right. Well, good to see you again, girl.
Hey, you too. Glad you made it back safely, Pete.
Thank you.
All right, and Pete's morning news update brought to you by Nia Henry, agent for Appalachia Realty. If you are looking to buy or sell or have any real estate needs, give Pete. Well, you can call Pete, but call Nia 740-418-4135, and she'll work hard for you. All right, let's head on over to our weather forecast, where Miss Jenna is going to hit all the right buttons, and we will go over and find out what the heck's going on for the week. Oh no, is the hazy back? The hazy's back. More wildfires, evidently. So for today, hazy skies, but beautiful temperatures. Highs around 79 degrees, lows around 55. For tomorrow on Tuesday, mostly sunny, highs around 82. And then looking to Wednesday, highs around 83 with some sunny skies. So really, actually very, very wonderful weather for this time of the year. It is the 1st of August, and well, it doesn't get much better than that. All right, so we have a beautiful special guest here on the program today, and we're going to talk about one of my nemesis, or all of our nemesis, isn't it? But that is fitness. And first off, welcome, but tell
Thank
everyone
you.
who you are.
My name is Shelina Cherrington, and I am part of Faith and Fitness here in Jackson. We started it in 2018 and got, along with a lot of other people, shut down for a while, and we are getting started back, and we're excited.
That's right. And let's back up a little bit and talk about how Faith and Fitness came to be.
Yes, Josie Rader, she is originally from here.
She is.
And she got it all started up in several different places, and she moved away for a little bit, and she's back now, so we're excited to have her back here with us. So there's a few people that are involved in it now, and we're excited to also add another location and day and time, in addition to the Monday nights that we had before COVID shut us down. So
yeah, and Faith and Fitness, you know, immediately you think, I don't go to church. That sounds like something
Yes.
I'm not allowed to go to or whatever. So let's talk for a minute about what Faith and Fitness means.
yes, that is a big thing for us, is for everyone to know that everybody's welcome. It's also free for everybody. And, you know, Josie always says our goal is to bring glory to God through faith, fitness, and fellowship. It is, I wanted to mention, very laid back. We have a lot of questions. People ask us about the workouts. Very laid back. There are modified things you can do. You can sit something out if you want. You can bring your kids. We have kids running around. My kids come a lot. And if there's ever any questions, you can always reach out to us on social media, on Facebook or Instagram. We have a lot of people do that. And we would just encourage everyone to come and give it a try. Our kickoffs are tonight at the Nazarene Church here in Jackson at 5:30, and we usually last about an hour. The workout's not an hour, but we just get together and talk for a little bit. The workout's probably about 45 minutes, and we usually do a devotion and a worship song at the end. And tomorrow night, we will be at the YMCA at 7:30.
Yay.
So a lot of people couldn't make it by 5:30 if you work out of town. And so we're excited to have another day and another time that's later in the evening for people to maybe be able to make that one if they can't make 5:30 on Mondays.
Yeah,
or you can
little
come to
variety.
both of them, of
That's
course.
what I was going to say. Is
Yeah.
it okay if
Oh,
you
yeah.
come to both?
Yeah, so the YMCA, even if you're not a member, it's free, and they also have free childcare. And
So, shoot, now you don't have an
yeah,
excuse.
no excuses. And even on Mondays at the church, we're in a gymnasium. Kids run around. and have fun.
I mean,
Just
it's
as
really
much
good
fun.
for them too,
It
because
is,
they can
yeah.
just do whatever they want to do.
They can run around. You don't have to worry about them being, an interruption. We don't think of it that way at all. So everyone's welcome. Everything's free. And we're also going to be doing giveaway baskets tonight and tomorrow night for our kickoffs. So,
Very good.
yes. Yeah.
So, all right. So, Faith and Fitness. If you don't know Josie, and I am so angry with her, not really, but for not coming up here today. Of course,
Yeah.
we love Shelina,
Yeah.
but Josie is. If you don't know her, she's. If you don't know her, you think she's too good to be true.
Yes,
She is
true.
literally walking sunshine, and her faith and has gotten her through so much, and she is just such a cool person.
Yeah.
And she started this whole thing.
Yes.
And you all have jumped on board and helped continue
Yeah.
it through.
Yeah.
through
She
all
has
the
it
time.
all over. There are several locations, and starting one in her hometown was something she really wanted to do, and that was before we even knew we would have her back here with us. So we're excited. to
Yay! And
have her.
she and her husband Cody just moved back, and of course that little baby
Yes.
Owen, who is like another little ray of sunshine
Yes.
and cute. But okay, so Faith and Fitness. I don't go to church. I won't be judged.
No.
Or you go to a church that someone else doesn't go to, you won't be judged.
Right.
That's
No.
not the point.
Right.
The
Yes.
point is completely the opposite.
Open to everybody.
How about boys and girls?
Yep, boys and girls are welcome.
Everybody?
We
Okay.
don't typically have boys, but they're welcome. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go through a typical workout. And so I was asking you this off the air because, and you admitted that, through COVID and all of that, where gyms were kind of shut down and things got a little bit crazy, you haven't been working out as much
No.
as normal. But I'm like, I am so out of shape at this point
Yeah.
that I would be embarrassed to come to a class because I feel like I wouldn't be able to get through 2 exercises before I literally
Right.
keeled over, and probably you guys would have to resuscitate me.
Yes.
So when someone feels that way, it's really hard to get yourself in the car and go there knowing you're going to probably embarrass yourself.
Right.
So what would you say to that?
I myself have had to go step to the side, get a drink of water, take a break. Lots of people do that, even if it's not one of our water breaks. It's so laid back, I promise you, that you can just take a break and go at your own pace. Our leaders that do the workouts are very good to do modified workouts that are easier, or you can do the harder ones, whatever you want to do. So, yeah.
Okay, so you won't be judged.
No
like if I
judge,
keel
no.
over, someone will resuscitate
We will.
me, and then you'll probably just give me a pat on the back,
Yes.
right? Okay.
We will come over and help, whatever it takes. Yes.
Oh God, there goes Jen again. No, so what would be an example of, let's go start to finish. You come to the workout tonight at the Nazarene Church. And the Nazarene Church is the one where the health department was having all the vaccine clinics, if you don't know. I think that helps
It's easy
people.
to see and know where it's at, but
You
how
don't
to
know how to
get
get
there
there,
is
yes.
kind of difficult.
Yes.
Yeah, you turn kind of by the YMCA and the old KFC.
Yep, that street that goes
I don't know
from
what
like
the street's
Main
called.
Street to Veterans Drive. Is it Carr Street?
I cannot remember that.
Anyway, it's that street that connects Main Street and Veterans
Yeah.
Drive, and then you turn onto Powell Drive, and you go back and you hit the church.
Yes.
Well, hopefully you don't hit the church.
Yes,
you
but
hit the
you'll get
parking
there.
lot. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so you get to there tonight at 5:30,
Uh-huh.
and you come in, and then what do you need to bring with you? What do you need to wear? What do we expect?
Anything comfy that you feel comfortable to work out in, and water. I would bring a water, and you'll walk in, and probably a lot of ladies talking, and we'll welcome you. We'll say hello and introduce ourselves, and then we usually circle up, and we'll just kind of introduce the class. It gets more casual, I guess, the more you come, but we'll take prayer requests. We often pray for a lot of people in the community, and we'll have a prayer, and then we'll go start the workout. The workout lasts about probably 45 minutes. And we don't do the same thing the whole time. It's a lot of switching around. We'll take a lot of water breaks. Sometimes, we walk or jog around the gym, or we'll do partner workouts sometimes. We try to switch it up and make it fun and different all the time, which is nice. And then we'll do a cool down and a stretch and turn the lights out and have a devotion and a worship song. And tonight, I actually forgot to mention my sister-in-law, Carly Osborne. Her maiden name's Carly Maple. She will be coming and playing her guitar and singing a worship song.
Oh, how fun!
Live tonight. So, yeah, we're excited about that.
Very good. So what would be an example of some of the different workout moves that people would be doing? Like I, for example, have the worst knees in the world, so jogging to me is out of the question.
Yeah.
So, but that's okay because then I can walk, or I could do some jumping jacks or something instead.
Yes. Completely. Even jumping jacks. Like sometimes we do jumping jacks, and if you don't even want to jump, there's a modified move where you can just move your arms and legs to the side, alternating your legs without the jumping move. Push-ups, some ladies do regular, some do on their knees. We also have mats available if your knees hurt on the ground to put those down. Or we can do wall push-ups where you're up against the wall to make it easier. We have a stage we can do them on. And same with like mountain climbers and things like that. You can do them all the way down on the ground, or you can use the stage or the wall to make it easier.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so there's modified moves for everything. And the good news is these girls are, you have to be certified, right, to teach these classes. So, it's not like you're just at your neighbor's house working out. Like these are people that know what they're doing. Yeah. So if you need an alternative move, or something honestly more challenging.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure there's girls that are like, sock it to me because I'm in shape and I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
This girl isn't one of them, but
yeah, we want it to be worth your while to be there and for you to feel comfortable no matter what. And all ages come. There's a wide variety, toddlers all the way up to, older, and we try and just make it for everybody to feel comfortable and welcome. So,
and at the end of the day, what do you hope that you've accomplished at the end of the program?
We had a meeting the other day, and we have a group text we've been talking about with how we want tonight and tomorrow night to go. And the main thing is a sense of community. That's what we've said we want. We're excited for the old group that used to come to get back together again, because we met people that we never probably would have met without Faith and Fitness, and we got a really good sense of community with each other. But also, if you didn't come before, you are completely still welcome to come. And we just want the most people to come and get a sense of community out of it and feel welcome.
Isn't it fun when number one, you need to think outside the box, and I think that this is a wonderful way to go and meet some different folks that you probably wouldn't have met otherwise. But that's what's so fun about a small community too, is because you bring people together, but then you see them at the grocery store or out at the restaurant or whatever, and it's like, oh, that's my buddy from the workout. Yeah. That's awesome.
And as small as Jackson is, there were a lot of ladies who showed up that I had never met before, and I probably wouldn't have without this. And now, we've grown those relationships with each other, and it's nice. And even the people who are involved in it directly, we all knew of each other, but it's just a deeper relationship we've grown with each other being a part of something like this. So it's nice.
And at the end of the day, it's kind of about people having each other's backs. And if you have something going on that you need a little boost of prayer or something, y'all are there for them. And that's so good.
It has been nice, yes. We've experienced that a lot. It's a group you can come to us for anything, whether it's in confidence or if you want prayer from all of us, for sure we would be there. Yes.
So there you go. It's win-win. I mean, you can exercise your mind and your faith, and also, of course, your body all at the same time. Doesn't get much better than that.
No.
And I loved what you said about, like, there's no judgment or, whenever you fall over or whatever.
Right.
I mean, we're going to laugh with you, not at you.
Right, exactly.
Everybody's been there and done that.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm just going to tell you, because sometimes if you've ever worked out with Josie, she's sweet but mighty.
Yes, she is small and mighty. Yes.
She'll just whip the tar right out of you if you let her. But no, okay, so what about, I know when I've done some of Josie's classes in the past, there were some weights involved and things like that. Do you need to bring all that stuff with you? Or
No. A
will
lot
there
of
be
the
things
stuff,
provided?
the majority of the things we do are body weight, where you just basically need your body for the exercise. And then we
Okay.
have gotten a few like small kettlebells and mats, jump ropes, a few things that we'll split up into small groups and alternate. We'll kind of do
Okay.
go around and do different things, sharing the equipment. But you do not need any equipment.
So you don't have to worry about that. You don't have to go out and buy a bunch of stuff
No.
or anything
Nope.
like that. So just some comfortable shoes, some
Yeah.
comfortable clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That
Water
sounds
bottle.
like a blast.
Yes. And it's free.
That's right. And let's go over once again the times and the locations for folks. And again, anyone is welcome.
Yes.
So boys, girls, whatever, doesn't matter.
Babies.
Yep.
And so, yes, Monday. So tonight and tomorrow night are our kickoffs to get started back, but it's going to continue every week from here on out. Monday nights at 5:30 at the Nazarene Church, and Tuesday nights at the YMCA at 7:30 p.m.
That's right. So there you go. So whether you are an early bird workouter or a late night workouter, you're
Yeah.
good to go.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. You can figure out a time what works best for you.
Yes.
So I think we should send the intern. We'll send the intern and videotape her. What do you think, Jenna?
I might have to pass.
She's like, I'm not feeling well.
And if anyone ever
No,
has
I'm
a
just
question that we haven't answered here, feel free to reach out to us on Facebook or Instagram personally, or on the Faith and Fitness pages, and we'll answer any question you might have. You
Yeah,
can even
and-
come and just check it out if you want. If you don't,
Just observe
Yeah.
if you want.
Yeah.
You know what? And I feel like if you would just come and observe, you'd probably find yourself jumping in and doing a
Yeah.
few things
Yeah.
just to see if you could do it or whatever. If
Right.
you're feeling like a little bit hesitant about it,
Yeah.
just jump in and try. You don't have
Yeah.
to do it all.
right? Yes.
And you don't have to be perfect about it.
No, none of us are perfect about any of it.
So she was saying that, even you guys fall over and
Yeah,
whatever, and,
yeah.
and you're teaching the class. So,
Yeah.
it's like,
And we've had several people say, where it's on a Monday. Mondays are always just kind of like, blah. And it's been a great way to get our week started. You have your work day Monday, but then you have that to look forward to, and it really is fun. It's not something I've ever thought I have to go. I get to go, and I look forward to it, and it just is a good way to get your week started. And then we also have it on Tuesdays now to kind of keep it going. So
I think that sounds amazing, and I think if you would get to know these girls, they truly are real and heartfelt, and you're in it for the right reasons. And
Thank you.
yeah, no, thank you. I think that's amazing. So, all right. So, Faith and Fitness. I know you said Facebook and whatever, but exactly where do they go?
Faith and Fitness Jackson is what you would search on Facebook and Instagram, both.
Okay.
Faith and Fitness Jackson.
Because Josie does have, there are a few other locations. She lived in Oxford for quite some time, and so I know she had one
There's
there.
Miami and Cincinnati, and if you find one of them and can't find us, they would direct you to us somehow, some way.
Faith and Fitness
Yes.
Jackson. So you can go on there and find out the information, but you can also then shout out a message.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, in case you're just not wanting to be public about your
Yes,
questions.
yes.
But that's okay.
Yeah, we get that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what else would you like our viewers to know while you're here?
I think that's pretty much everything. We encourage everyone to come and try it out, and You'll have a chance to win a cute little gift basket tonight and tomorrow night. So.
Is it like the person that holds the handstand the longest?
No,
or
no, you don't have to do anything special.
It's not a competition.
No, it'll just be you come and have a chance.
And again, the cool thing is, I don't know how she pulls this off, but these classes are free.
Yeah.
So you don't have to worry about that either.
Right, yes.
So,
Yep.
who gets to work out for free? No
Yeah.
one, ever.
No.
Plus, they
It's
get to
nice.
hang out with these cool girls.
Yeah. And you can bring your kids if you want and let them run around.
Yeah, and they can play with other kids
Yeah.
and tire themselves out.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Win-win.
All right. Well, Shelina, thank you so much for stopping by today. And please come back anytime and let us know if you have, well, number one, just to talk about what you're into.
Yeah.
But also if you guys have any changes or
Yes.
additions or anything like that.
Yeah, we can give updates. We'll bring Josie next time.
And the baby.
Yes.
And
Yeah,
that,
he
that
would be good on TV.
he would just sit here and giggle and smile
Yeah.
the whole time. So if you haven't gotten to meet Owen, he's a doll.
Yes.
So very good. All right, well, cool, girlfriend. I'll let you get going because you have to prepare for your class
Yeah.
tonight.
We'll be getting ready for tonight.
Yay!
Thanks for having us.
Of course, come back and see us anytime.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, and yep, you can just run out if you want. Low budget operation. You can just go that way if you want. Just don't fall over anything. All right, so yeah, so Faith and Fitness, very, very good. Please make sure that you stop by and see them. 5:30 tonight at the Nazarene Church, 7:30 tomorrow at the Methodist Church. So cool. All right, don't forget, now we did have our good friend John Boy retire on Friday, but that's not the end, because the end is, well, not really the end, but we're throwing a giant retirement party this coming Thursday. And John Boy is hanging up his microphone, of course, after 52 years in local radio. He is, of course, hanging it up, but that's okay because we're going to have a fun retirement party for John, and you all are invited. So please stop by this coming Thursday at Stockroom 601 for an open house style party. It will be, again, this Thursday, August 5th, from 2 to 4. So you have 2 hours. You can just stop by anytime you like. You don't have to bring anything. It's just going to be just a fun celebration of John Boy's career. Everyone is welcome. Congratulate John on his retirement. There will be food and drinks available. So we just ask that you take that time if you're out and about on this coming Thursday, 2 to 4 at Stockroom 601 right there on Main Street. If you don't know what that is, it's the old Jolly Lounge that's been completely redone. So stop out, celebrate with us and with John, and thank him for his over half a decade in local radio. Crazy town, I tell you. All right, well, is there anything else we need to talk about or do? No? All right. Well, we probably, couple minutes, but we'll just skedaddle for the day, and we thank you all so much for tuning in. Make sure you head out to those Faith and Fitness classes if you would, because I think it's one of those things where you kind of maybe think, I don't know if I want to, but at the end, you're going to be like, I'm so glad I did, and you're going to feel so good. So, all right, have to get out of here for the day. Did want to thank our good friend Pete Wilson for stopping in, talking about his vacation a little bit. That's a place I've never been before, so it's really fun to hear about Mount Rushmore and the Badlands and all of that. So have a great day, everyone, and we'll be back here tomorrow. Beautiful weather in the forecast, so get out and about, maybe get some walks in, maybe get some of that outdoor stuff that you need to do, get that done as well. So have a wonderful day, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow. Bye-bye, everyone.